because look at Revelation. God was speaking to the churches. He wasn't speaking to the world. He spoke to his church, the one that said, I love you, the one that said, I believe in you, the one that said, I trust you, the one that say, I'm gonna follow you all the way. Hi you guys, I'm Pearl and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a quick word. I wanted to release this word and I wanted to make sure I get this out to the people today, because I believe that the Spirit of God is leading me to release this word. So I want to make sure that I'm obedient to God in this hour. With everything that's going on right now, specifically in my city, a lot of gun violence, and not only that, it's like people that are dying right now are young people who are dying from things that older people would normally die from. And there's nothing new under the sun, but it seems like in our generation, a lot of things that is happening has not really happened before at this rate. Even with COVID-19, like that's something we never seen before, but I believe that God allowed that to happen because he's trying to shake the earth. He's trying to wake his people up. You know, he said, like, when you see these things happening, you know that the end is near. So he's trying to tell his people without coming down here physically, like, the time is near. I'm coming back for my people and I'm shaking up the world, because I'm letting you know, my people know, that I am coming soon. So he's trying to warn us so that we will get ready, we will prepare ourselves, because he's not coming back for the world, he's coming back for the church. So I wanted to give you this scripture in 2 Chronicles verse 7 and 14. This is a popular scripture. People preach this all the time. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and forgive their sins and heal their land. Like I say, this is a popular scripture. We've heard it before, but I just want to give you the revelation that God has given me through this scripture. And this is what God is saying, because a lot of times we as Christians, believers, we look at the world and we say they're wrong. They need to come in. They need to submit to God. They need to stop sinning. They need to come to church. They need to come to church. They need to pray. They need to give up what they're in. And so we point the finger at the people and say, y'all need to come in. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. But God is talking to his church. And he said, no, you need to humble yourself. You need to pray. You need to seek my face. You need to turn from your wicked ways. And then I'll heal the land. There's so much going on in our cities, in our homes, in our schools, on our jobs. Everywhere we go is something that's going on, and we always say, oh Lord, you know, we need to pray. Yes, we need to pray. That is what God is saying. We need to pray. His church, we need to pray. We need to turn from our wicked ways. We need to seek God in this hour, because look at Revelation. God was speaking to the churches. He wasn't speaking to the world. He spoke to his church, the one that said, I love you, the one that said, I believe in you, the one that said, I trust you, the one that say, I'm gonna follow you all the way, the one that say, I'm gonna fight for you on the battlefield. God is talking to you, and he's saying, look, you need to humble yourselves. Get out of your prideful self, because sometimes in the church, especially if you have titles, people get real high-minded and they get proud because of what God is doing through them, because it's not us, and you know, we can't get God's glory. It is God that's doing those things. And God says, humble yourselves, because pride has blinded you, and that is what the enemy is doing in this hour. He's trying to blind the church and make us think that we're okay, but we're not okay. There is a place in God that we need to get in this hour, because the time is winding down. So God says that you need to humble yourselves. You need to pray and seek my face. We don't do enough seeking God. We think that we're there. We think that if we go with the motion and we're going to church and, you know, we're doing the activities that we need to do, that we're okay. And God says, no, you need to seek my face. This needs to be a daily thing that we're doing, because it's so much going on. And like, even in my city, like, people want to do stuff to try to stop the gun violence, but this is how you stop a lot of stuff that's going on. You're going to have to, he's talking to his people, if my people, if you do this, I will heal the land. If you seek my face, if you pray, if you turn from your wicked ways, if you come out of the things that you are in, if you humble yourselves, I will heal the land. And see, do we really believe that? Because we got a lot of people people in different churches, different ministries, and they have compromised so much. You know, they have let their guards down. They don't even seek God anymore. They just go with emotion because they have become traditionalized with the things that they do. And God says, if my people would just hear my voice in this hour. How many people can say that they actually hear God in this hour? Like I said, we're just going with emotions. We're just doing this because we're supposed to do this. You know what I'm saying? But is your heart in it? I did a sermon Sunday, and you know, God was saying this is a heart thing. It has to be in your heart. You can't just say it with your mouth. You know, he said, the people, they worship me with their lips and they worship me with their mouths, but their hearts are far from me. And that is what's going on in the church today. And somebody got to be honest and say it. A lot of people in positions, you need to come down. It's all about how great I can preach and you know what I'm saying, how great I can pray and how great I can do this and how great I can do that. But God says, I don't care about none of that. If you don't humble yourself, if you don't pray and seek my face, if you don't turn from your wicked ways, because God knows your heart. He knows the wicked stuff that is hiding in your heart that nobody can see. God sees that stuff, and you can't hide from him on the day of judgment, because he's going to judge you according to your heart. So God is saying to his people, if you do these things that I've listed in this passage, I will heal the land in this hour. Yes, I will. I can and I will do it. I can and I will do it if you do this. 2 Chronicles 7:15, the next scripture says, now my eyes will be open, my ears attentive to prayer made in this place. This is how you get your prayers answered. You don't get your prayers answered by donating or sowing $1,000 seeds. You get your prayers answered by humbling yourself. You get your prayers answered by seeking God's face. You get your prayers answered by praying to the Father in secret. You get your prayers answered by humbling yourselves and by turning from your wicked ways. He says, if you do that, I'm going to forgive your sin and I'm going to heal your land. He says, then my ears will be open to your prayers. I'm going to hear you once you do this. So that lets us know that he does not hear us and we are in our wicked places. Our heart has to be right with him. Our heart has to want this. We have to be hungry and thirsty after God in this hour. We can no longer settle for just being for traditions. We got to go after God with all that we have. With all that we have to go after God. And that is what God is saying in this hour to the church. I hope you guys receive this message. I hope it bless you. And I hope you're able to hide the word in your heart so that you won't sin against God. Y'all stay tuned for my next video and make sure you like this video.